Hello, what's up guys? I'm Kyle from KGR, and this is the S.H. MonsterArts Blue-Eyes White Dragon. This is a figure I was really looking forward to because, as you can tell, I'm a bit of a Blue-Eyes White Dragon fan. In fact, right here I have a couple of SDK Blue-Eyes White Dragons, and one of them is from childhood. And I've had some other figures in the past outside of the first four figures we have over here, but this is the first actual Blue-Eyes White Dragon action figure that I ever owned. I've never had S.H. MonsterArts in the past, so this is my first raw impression of S.H. MonsterArts, and whoa, this thing is sick. I was actually kind of intimidated by this thing, mainly because of the box. Because look at this thing, look at it compared to my head. This thing is massive. And then on the back of the box, you got a small display on you'll see Blue Eyes' head normally right here, and then you have the white lightning attack right here. I was gonna do a raw, fresh unboxing of this guy, but then the camera acted up during that, so cool, thanks. So I finally got to play with this thing, and I was really impressed by the fact that how well they handle the articulation. Because the only joints you really see are from the knees, the ankles, the elbows, and the wrists. But everything else just looks so fluid. Everything looks like it's all natural. Whether it be the tail with all the scales working well. And that's actually how this thing looks so good, is that the scales are able to hide everything. The only thing that, quote, looks bad was more of a nitpick than anything, is that on top of here, you see how the neck is segmented, which it's supposed to be segmented on the bottom easily, and it blends in really well, but the top isn't supposed to have that. Honestly, the only way I saw that really was because of the first four figures statue, which even then, the size comparison between the two is actually not as crazy as you'd expect. And I love the eyes on the first four figures, and I kind of wish we've gotten that same polish on this Blue Eyes. And part of me wishes we would have gotten another head where it has the more open eye like the SDK art. But I am more than happy with this. This thing's incredible. If I didn't have that first four figure statue, I wouldn't have thought about the back of the neck being so smooth. I would have thought that that's how it was supposed to look, and I would have called this thing flawless and perfect. And even moving its body the way you need to, there is almost no restrictions. When it comes to how you want to pose your Blue Eyes, realistically, there isn't that much hindrance. There's a little bit of hindrance in the shoulders, but thankfully it's just the ball socket, so it just pops right out if you mess it up. But when it comes to the wings, I love the way this is designed. I love how everything is segmented, so you can really take it out as far as you need to without really breaking the mold that much. At first you will, but once you adjust it, it just looks so good. And then even there's ball hinges up here, so you can really take his wings out if you really need to. Oh man, that's insane. I wish I would have had this figure a while ago, actually, because a couple of years ago I did a photo shoot with the Vulcan Log Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon with the D-Arch Charizard. Which, by the way, let's do some figure comparisons so you can get a realistic expectation of how big this thing really is. First of all, let's get him in a pose that makes him look a little bit normal. But like I said, posing this thing just feels natural. There's not that much trouble to really do whatever you want with this thing. So if you want a Blue Eyes White Dragon action figure, this is perfect. This is the one to get. The price is a little up there though, being at about $140 depending on where you go. And I find that price really funny because if you buy it from Big Bad Toy Store, this is the exact same price as the first four figure statue back here. I guess hiding this back flap is a little bit annoying, because I can't hide it all that well, I guess. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Maybe that's it. There we go. I have to tuck it forward, I guess. I don't know. But I think tucking it backwards allows me to bring the wings in more. But then it sticks out from the back more, so I guess that's kind of annoying. Or again, maybe I'm doing something wrong because, on one side, the middle one's out more, I think. Do you see what I mean? The middle one is sticking out, but with this one, it's not. Was it put together differently in manufacturing? No, I'm looking at it. It's actually ball pegs up in here. Okay. So rearranging that is not an issue. Wow. So I guess with that said, since it's on a ball peg, be careful, because you don't want to snap it. But like I said, let's compare this to a couple other figures that I have. So originally, this is what I had as my Blue Eyes White Dragon figure. This is the Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon from the Vulcan Log series of Reveltech. So as you can tell, this thing absolutely towers his Alternative White Dragon. To be fair, the scaling for this thing wasn't all that good anyway compared to the Dark Magician figure it released alongside with it. But they did a good job because at the price point, it was like no more than $50 or so. So like, I'm not gonna like say that this is a bad figure. Like, it's just not the best scale, but it looks good for a Blue-Eyes White Dragon figure. But again, with this thing being around like $50 or so at the time, and this being almost triple the price, there is quite the difference. Next up, I have him next to my D-Arch Charizard, which I feel like for scaling, this probably makes sense. But again, it kind of towers over it. But I think doing a photo shoot with these two would actually look really awesome with them like having the height difference between the two. Do you want me to do another photo shoot of these guys? Let me know, because for the Vulcan Log as well as this guy, I paid $200 a piece at the time. So, I would like to do another photo shoot if you really want to see it. And if there's one figure you're going to pair this guy with, it has to be Figma Kaiba. And as you can tell, they're actually like relatively like the same size or so. But like, you can have him like up in the air because he does come with a stand, which we'll show that off later. But you can make him look a lot more dynamic with this guy. But this is currently how I pose them together. But if you don't have any of those figures and you want something more realistic that you might have to compare it to, I did bring out a couple of figures. I have like the S.H figure arts, Naruto. And as you can tell, like, it's not going to take up that much room on your shelf. I feel like width-wise, definitely, but like height-wise, like you can make it work. Or if you don't have Naruto, we do have the Goku figure, which again, it works really well. This is a good size figure if you have him just standing like this. Like I mentioned earlier, like S.H MonsterArts doesn't really come with a whole lot of accessories all that much in comparison to other figures like S.H Figure Arts and stuff. But to be quite honest, he doesn't really need any extra accessories because he's a giant beast. Like he just needs to look cool and pose well and look nice. So inside the box, we're going to open this up and I'm going to pull out what else is left in this box. So not in this plastic, we do have the base for the blue eyes. And then if we pull this up, we have a couple of different arms. Like this is going to be like the absolute base. So if you want to put this in here, like this will be able to hold up Blue Eyes half decently well by himself. So you're going to like tuck this into like a couple of the scales. And if you want to use this by itself, it is going to be a bit of a challenge to make him balance on that thing, but you can do it if you really want to. And then when it comes to other ones, like we have two more arms that these are going to be meant for balancing his wings to make sure like he doesn't tip over or anything. And then this one is going to be dedicated for his white lightning attack. Which, speaking of, let's take a look at that guy. And when I first saw this, I thought it was going to be about the same size as like the Dragon Ball Z Kamehameha blast effects. But no, this thing is absolutely bigger than that. I wish I had some effect parts to actually show you in comparison, but believe me, this is probably like almost twice the size of a normal one. And then we do have more blast effects in here that you can like plug into here if you really want to. Like, but if you want to pair this with the blue eyes, you do have to use a stand to like hold this up for him, which is kind of the same way with like the Charizard with the flamethrower effect or anything like that. So I'm happy that he comes with at least a blast effect. And no lie, I kind of want to also use it for my Dragon Ball figures, but like having the lightning effect around it just won't look natural, so probably not going to use it. But if you look at this picture right here, it kind of destroys the look of the blue eyes if you have so many stands on him. I feel like if you have other figures around him to like hide it, it would look a little bit better, especially if you have like the Kaiba there to hold, let's say only one wing, and you put the Kaiba in front of that one stand, then it would look fine. But personally, I wouldn't want to use a stand all that much unless I really have to. Getting him to stand by himself can be a bit of a challenge because he does want to be a little bit top heavy, or front heavy I should say. But with combining the tail and the wings to like make sure he has a good like standing, he does just fine. But also be careful if you do that because you don't want to like scrape the bottom of his wings. But there's no like closed claws, there's no extra head or anything, which again is fine. I didn't really expect much out of this, like when it came to like extra accessories, but this thing's insane. And they're also coming out with a Blue-Eyes Black Dragon to go alongside this, which I want so bad, but I have no space for this. I barely fit this on my shelf with all my other Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon figures on the same shelf. In fact, here's how it looks right now. It's looking a little tight, And we plan on getting a few more figures to go inside there. But with SH MonsterArts doing the Blue-Eyes White Dragon as well as the Red Eyes, it has me wondering, will they do other characters? Will they do characters like Dark Magician? Will they do Jinzo? Even though they're technically like more humanoid versus like monsters like dragons and such. They're technically monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh! They're dual monsters. So I hope they keep it within the SH MonsterArts line. But I feel like they would probably need more accessories pretty similar to SH Figuarts, like extra hands, extra faces, and what have you. Especially Dark Magician. Jinzo, not as much. But I would love to see this line expanded on outside of just the dragons. Let me see characters like Insect Queen. Let me see Flame Swordsman. Let me see Karibo. I don't know. Give me more monsters. But as there being as many Blue-Eyes White Dragon figures out there, if you want one to actually pose and play with, this is perfect. This is, quite honestly, the perfect Blue-Eyes White Dragon figure. If I were to rate this guy, I honestly would probably give him a 10 out of 10. Like, this is fantastic, and that's not just fanboyism. Even if it was a Red Eyes Black Dragon, it'd probably be even better than this, to be quite honest. If anything, maybe a 9 if you want to do the nitpicking with the wings, with like how like sometimes they want to go out when you really don't want them to. But even then, like, there is a way to hide it relatively well. It's just a matter of getting used to this thing, I guess. Because I only played with this thing for like about a day. But like, the amount of range he has is absolutely insane, and again, it blends in so well. I am genuinely really impressed with this guy. Like, I was more excited for a couple other figures, like the Tails Nendoroid, or even like the Revoltech Jaden figure. Like, I was excited for this guy. Like, it was overall a great month for figures when it came to the one shipment, because I got all of those at once, plus a couple other things I still need to review. But I am absolutely blown away by this, and I feel like I have to get Red Eyes. I don't care if I don't have room for him right now. Red Eyes is awesome. I need to have Red Eyes. I need to review him for this. Like, this is... God, this is so awesome! So with this said, if you want to pick up one of these guys yourself, there will be links in the description. Some of them being affiliate links, so it does help out the channel, and it helps me afford more figures and keep going, I guess. So if you would do the affiliate links, that would actually mean a lot. Thank you. But as someone who's been a fanboy of Blue-Eyes White Dragon for a very long time, this is a figure that I've wanted forever. So we finally have the perfect Blue-Eyes White Dragon action figure. And I don't see it getting any better than this. This is perfect. And I also forgot to mention the shading on this guy. The shading is just so nice. It's Blue Eyes. It's Blue-Eyes White Dragon as an action figure. I'm so happy with this. Like, I love this thing way too much. So, thank you guys for watching. And again, if you want to order one, there'll be one down below. And if you're new and you like what you saw, you know what to do. But in the description, there's more than just the links on where to buy this. There's also my social media. So if you want to like follow my Instagram where I post toy photo shoots, like when I eventually do the Charizard and Blue-Eyes White Dragon fight, all of that stuff's gonna be down below. But thank you so much for watching, guys. And depending on how well this goes, I'm gonna get more. I'm gonna get Red Eyes. I'm gonna do hopefully the whole SH MonsterArts line for Yu-Gi-Oh! Because these are amazing. These are so sick. And I'll see you guys in the next one.